Today, on the Royal Sussex Squad podcast, we peel back the curtain on yet another bizarre spectacle unfolding in the royal ecosystem. A spectacle that exposes exactly why Harry and Duchess Meghan were smart, strategic, and absolutely right to leave that messy environment behind. Because while the British tabloids and royal commentators continue obsessing over the Sussexes, who are thriving in their peace, raising their babies, building their empire, the palace itself is being consumed by a crisis of its own making. And this time, it's not about Harry. It's not about Meghan. It's about the man many royalists pretend doesn't exist when it's inconvenient, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Yes, the same Andrew they've tried to fold neatly into the background. The same Andrew they want everyone to stop mentioning, until suddenly photographers catch him casually riding a horse around Windsor, as if that entire scandal wasn't the biggest stain on that institution in modern history. And the timing? Oh, the timing is always incredible. Because whenever the palace is desperate for a distraction, somebody magically pops up in front of a camera. Yet the media, who spend every day foaming at the mouth over Harry and Meghan, remain suspiciously silent when it comes to holding the real culprit accountable. But don't worry, we will hold nothing back. Let's talk about this royal expert. Jenny Bond, rushing out with a statement trying to soften the blow. She wants you to believe that William and Kate, who can't even manage their own PR disasters, somehow won't begrudge Andrew for being seen prancing around Windsor on horseback. Honey, if this was Harry, the tabloids would call it a threat to national security. If this was Meghan, they would have 30 think pieces ready before sunrise. But Andrew? Suddenly it's, oh, well, poor Andrew, lonely Andrew, isolated Andrew, let him get fresh air. Excuse me? They didn't show Duchess Meghan this level of humanity when she was suicidal and begging for help. They dragged Harry for supporting a charity, dragged Meghan for being in her own kitchen, dragged them for breathing. And yet here we are, watching the palace scramble to protect Andrew's image, the same way they never protected the Sussexes. They're spinning narratives faster than a washing machine, trying to convince the public that Andrew is simply misunderstood and in need of compassion. Imagine showing more sympathy to a man tied to Epstein than to Harry and Meghan, who have done nothing but serve people, uplift communities, and advocate for mental health. Jenny Bond even claims the Waleses believe they have a duty of care for Andrew's welfare and mental health. Where was that duty of care when Harry was drowning? When Meghan was being attacked on a global scale? When Meghan lost a baby and still had to endure hate campaigns? When the tabloids were using racist undertones daily? That entire institution left Harry and Meghan to rot, even as they represented the monarchy better than anyone has in decades. But now, suddenly, duty of care exists for Andrew, and we're supposed to clap? It is truly remarkable how selective compassion becomes when the target isn't Harry or Meghan. Jenny Bond claims Andrew is toxic and that no organisation will touch him. That is the only truthful sentence she delivered. But what's wild is that she still tries to frame Andrew's toxicity as something the royal family must privately manage while pretending the real PR crisis is Meghan's podcast or Harry's speeches. Meanwhile, US legislators, actual lawmakers, are demanding Andrew come forward and tell what he knows. These are not tabloids, these are not internet trolls. These are elected representatives saying, "Sir, what are you hiding?" And let's be very clear, when US Democratic legislators say someone's silence speaks volumes, that's not PR fluff. That's a warning shot. They want answers, they want testimony, and they're calling him out for refusing. They don't care about his titles, his mother's crown, or his family name. They want accountability, something the palace is terrified to confront. But what do the UK tabloids choose to do instead? Attack Harry for giving a keynote speech at a real estate conference. Attack Meghan for signing a note, Duchess of Sussex. Attack them for attending charity events, supporting friends, breathing existing. The hypocrisy is Olympic level. Let's pause on this point. Andrew was photographed riding a horse on Windsor grounds, taxpayer-funded grounds, while refusing to cooperate with US investigators. Meanwhile, Harry, who risked his life serving in Afghanistan and continues to fight for veterans, gets dragged for working, for speaking, for uplifting others. Meghan, who has done nothing but advocate for compassion, women, children, racial justice, and mental health, is still vilified daily by the same media who now plead for everyone to treat Andrew kindly because he's depressed. The way they weaponize mental health to attack Meghan will never be forgotten. The way they pretended Harry was weak because he sought therapy will never be forgotten. But Andrew, the man who caused the largest reputational crisis the monarchy has had in decades? Oh, now it's poor Andrew. And don't begrudge him his horse ride. And let's talk about King Charles in this mess. According to Bond, the king is unhappy because Andrew's photos draw attention away from the family's real work. First of all, what work? Because the only person actually doing substantive work is Harry, and he doesn't even work for them anymore. The rest are posing for photo ops and hoping the public doesn't notice that the monarchy has become a PR firm with no real purpose. But Charles being less than happy? That's their way of saying he's furious the truth is showing. Let's be honest, the palace PR machine is once again malfunctioning. They can't control Andrew, they can't silence the US government, and they can't stop the constant comparisons between Harry and Meghan's success and the monarchy's decline. So, of course, they have to pretend the issue is bad timing or poor optics. Meanwhile, the rest of the world sees the truth plainly. Harry and Meghan are thriving, building a brand rooted in compassion, intelligence and authenticity. The monarchy is collapsing under the weight of its own hypocrisy. And Andrew's scandal is simply another reminder that the institution protects the wrong people while attacking the ones who shine the brightest. We see what's going on. We've always seen it. And that's why the Sussexes walked, not out of rebellion, but out of sanity. Tonight's story is not about Andrew's horse ride. It's about the system that couldn't protect its best, but shields its worst. It's about the media who choose silence over accountability. It's about the palace that let racism, jealousy and insecurity drive out the very people who could have modernized the monarchy. Harry and Duchess Meghan didn't leave the monarchy. The monarchy failed them, and every new scandal proves it. If you love the Sussexes, if you're tired of the hypocrisy, if you're proud of Harry and Meghan standing in their truth, then you are in the right place. The Royal Sussex Squad. This community sees clearly, speaks boldly, and supports our royal couple without apology. And as always, thank you for being here, thank you for standing strong, and thank you for supporting the truth. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you want to support the channel's growth and keep these deep dive episodes coming, feel free to drop a super thanks below. It truly helps. Because here on the Royal Sussex Squad, we will always tell the truth the tabloids fear.